Would you look at that? Ron did his usual perfect professional job. He put the bridge on. He put a new jack in over there. The one we had was too big, so he just put a new one in and hooked it up. All the electronics are working perfectly. We got nice new strings on her. Is she pretty or what? I think we've done a darn good job here. There's just a couple of small but essential things left to do. First, we need some strap nuts. So, we're going to put these on them. As you can see, they're a perfectly matched set except that they look nothing like each other. I'm going to put this one on the back and this one on the front, simply because I think the way that they're angled and the way they're built, that's going to be the most likely way that the strap will stay on. The other thing left to do is put this nifty little truss rod cover on. It says Ibanez on it, and we don't care, because it will do the job. The main purpose of this is to keep moisture out, and so we're going to go ahead and put it on there because we have it. As we look, hopefully you can see, earlier I set it in place and took my Sharpie and I marked where the three holes, where the three screws rather, are going to be. We'll do that later. First, let's do the strap nuts. Strap nut number one is going to go right here. It's a pretty straightforward operation. I mean, you put the thing in there and screw it down. So, either make your own joke or get your mind out of the gutter. There's one. The other one goes out here on this little promontory here. So, in it goes. Around it goes. I said, in it goes. There we are. And there we are. I'm going to go ahead and test these. Mark is the one who's going to be playing it, so I'm going to put his favorite strap on it and give it a try. And here we are. Mark likes this leather strap. Again, make your own joke, you pervert. So I put that on here, and it rides, it sets very well. It is holding nicely. The position is comfortable. This thing is quite heavy. But that step is complete. Let's move on to the truss rod cover. Alright, we're ready to do this. This is the final step in our rebuild of this bass guitar. So let's get this thing put on here. As I mentioned before, I already marked with my Sharpie where the screws need to go. Now, ordinarily, this would involve drilling pilot holes. Little tiny holes for the screws to follow so that they go in right and go in the right spot. And under some circumstances, I would do that. However, my hands are notoriously shaky, and when I try to do that, the drill bit doesn't always stay on the spot, so the hole doesn't always come out where it's supposed to be, or at the angle that it's supposed to be. Plus, I only have one shot at this, so I want to make sure I get it right. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of drilling a hole, I'm going to take a little nail, a very small one, and I'm going to center it on that spot. And give it a small tap. I'm going to give that just a hair more. Now I have a nice little hole that the screw can catch on and go in straight. So, let's go ahead and do that for the other two. The nice thing about this method is I don't have to touch it until I know it's exactly where I want it. And precision is the name of the game with this thing. Alright, we have our 3 pilot holes. Let's go ahead and mount this thing. Oh yeah, nice lineup. This one over here is a little off, but I suspect that has more to do with when I was making the marks than right now. So, let's go ahead and do this one first. I'm going to leave it loose so it's easier to position these. It's times like this I wish I was using a magnetized screwdriver rather than a precision. I'm guessing there probably is such a thing as a magnetized precision screwdriver. I just don't have one. Okay, there you are. And finally, that one. Now, one nifty thing that we noticed about this, it swings open. You don't have to take it off to reach the truss rod. Why doesn't everybody do that? Okay, it's in place. Let's finish tightening it down. And the job is done. The bass guitar is finished. I know we were dimwits and forgot to take pictures of this thing before that new finish was put on it, so I want to try to give you a little bit of an idea what it was like. Imagine one like this. This has been painted over 5 times that I can see, and each one worse than the last. Now, chip a whole bunch of this off, take a couple of bumper stickers, put them in random directions on it, then tear each of them halfway off. Then take it to a table, sit it down in front of a 3-year-old, and turn the child loose with finger paints on it. That's a little hint as to what this thing looked like before and after. It's hard to believe that it's the same instrument. I mean, hey, yeah, look at this. This looks like a brand new instrument. And in many ways, it is. Because it started out life as something that nobody wanted, nobody thought could be anything. But a couple of people believed in it, and here we are. Ordinarily, right now, I would hand it over to Mark, and he and I would demonstrate what it sounds like. But as I'm shooting this, Mark is not feeling well. In fact, he's not doing well at all. And so, if you could, I'm going to ask a big favor and ask you to send him some good vibes, prayers, good thoughts, whatever you got. And let's help him get better, okay? And as quick as he's up on his feet again, we will pull this baby out and we will demonstrate it for you. Until then, I'm Dave, and I'll see you later.